Deep beneath the ocean's surface, a diver came face to face with a massive whale covered in thousands of parasites. What he saw next wasn't just disturbing, it was heartbreaking. But when the diver made a risky decision no one expected, it set off a chain of events that stunned the entire world. The ocean was calm that morning, its surface shimmering gently under the rising sun. For Ethan Cole, this was just another routine dive, something he had done hundreds of times before. With years of experience as a professional diver, he trusted the sea, respected it, and knew how to move within it. As he descended, the world above faded away. Sunlight broke into long, glowing beams that danced through the deep blue water. Everything felt peaceful. Schools of fish drifted by, coral reefs stretched quietly below, and the only sound Ethan could hear was his own steady breathing. He checked his equipment. Everything was perfect. Then, suddenly, the water around him shifted. It wasn't a wave or a current. It felt heavier, slower, like something massive had entered the space nearby. Ethan froze mid-water. His instincts told him he wasn't alone anymore. Slowly, he turned. Out of the blue darkness, an enormous shape began to emerge. It was far larger than anything he had ever encountered before. As it moved closer, Ethan realized what he was seeing, and his heart began to race. A giant whale was swimming straight toward him, and something about it felt terribly wrong. As the whale drifted closer, Ethan held his position, barely daring to move. The sheer size of the creature was overwhelming, but it wasn't the size that caught his attention, it was the skin. Up close, the whale's body told a disturbing story. Its thick gray flesh was covered in thousands of parasites. Layer upon layer of rough, pale barnacles clung to its head, sides, and jaw, forming heavy clusters that looked painful and unnatural. Some were so deeply embedded that the skin around them appeared swollen. Ethan had seen barnacles on whales before. That was normal. This was not. Healthy whales are strong, fast, and constantly moving, which usually prevents parasites from spreading like this. But this whale was different. It moved slowly, almost reluctantly, as if every motion required effort. Its breathing was heavy and uneven, each rise and fall of its massive body taking longer than it should have. The whale didn't try to escape. It didn't act afraid. Instead, it stayed close. One dark eye turned toward Ethan, watching him quietly. There was no panic in it, only exhaustion. The diver felt an unexpected knot form in his chest. This wasn't a wild animal reacting on instinct. It felt like something else entirely. For the first time since entering the water, Ethan felt fear, not for himself, but for the creature in front of him. He realized then that the whale wasn't just sick. It was suffering, and somehow it knew he was there. The whale slowly began to move, gliding past Ethan with deliberate calm. For a moment, he thought it was leaving, but then it stopped. It turned. The massive creature faced him again, hovering in the water as if waiting. After a few seconds, it swam forward, only a short distance, then paused and looked back once more. The movement was repeated again and again, steady and intentional. Ethan felt his pulse quicken. This wasn't random behavior. Whales didn't act like this unless something was wrong. The more he watched, the clearer it became. The whale was trying to lead him somewhere. Every rule of diving screamed in his mind. Following a wild animal into deeper water was dangerous. One wrong move, one sudden shift, and his life could be over. But as Ethan studied the whale's slow movements and tired posture, another thought took over. What if this was a request? Taking a deep breath, he checked his air gauge and adjusted his position. The whale began swimming again, this time heading toward darker water. After a brief hesitation, Ethan followed at a careful distance. They descended together, light fading with every meter. The water grew colder, quieter. The whale stopped occasionally, turning back as if to make sure Ethan was still there. With each pause, Ethan's fear slowly transformed into understanding. This whale wasn't hunting. It was asking for help. And now, he had to decide whether he was willing to answer that call. The whale stopped and hovered in the water, its massive body barely moving. Up close, the damage looked even worse. Thick clusters of parasites covered its skin, weighing it down like armor made of pain. Ethan knew then that simply observing wasn't enough. His air supply was limited. Time was running out. Slowly, he reached toward his leg, and unstrapped the small knife secured to his wetsuit. In any other situation, a diver pulling out a blade near a wild animal would be a sign of danger. But this time, the knife wasn't meant to protect him. It was meant to help. Carefully, Ethan extended his arm and pressed the blade against the largest cluster of barnacles. His hands trembled as he applied pressure, gently prying them loose one by one. Each movement had to be precise. Too much force could tear the whale's skin. The whale didn't flinch. It stayed completely still, as if it understood exactly what Ethan was doing. That silent trust made his chest tighten. He worked slowly, removing as many parasites as he could, watching fragments drift away into the blue. Minutes passed. His arms burned. His breathing grew faster. Despite his effort, the truth was unavoidable. The parasites covered far too much of the whale's body. He could never remove them all alone. Ethan glanced at his gauge. Low oxygen. He made a decision that would change everything. He stopped, pulled back, and prepared to surface. Not to abandon the whale, but to bring back help. Ethan broke the surface of the ocean, gasping for air, his heart still pounding from what he had just seen. Without wasting a second, he climbed onto his boat and grabbed the radio. His voice trembled as he transmitted the coordinates, describing the whale's condition in urgent detail. Help arrived faster than he expected. Within an hour, a marine rescue vessel cut through the water toward his position. A team of specialists moved with precision, listening closely as Ethan explained everything: the parasites, the whale's weakness, and the strange behavior that had led him there. Moments later, trained divers entered the water with professional equipment. Unlike Ethan's small knife, they carried specialized tools designed to remove parasites without damaging sensitive skin. The operation was slow and exhausting. Divers rotated frequently, each carefully scraping away thick clusters of barnacles. Veterinarians monitored the whale closely, explaining that such severe infestation only happens when a whale's immune system is dangerously compromised. Left untreated, the parasites would have weakened it further, possibly to the point of death. Gradually, the whale began to show signs of relief. Its movements became steadier. Its breathing slowed. Watching from the surface, Ethan felt a surge of emotion he couldn't explain. What had started as a routine dive had turned into a desperate race against time. And for the first time since he entered the water, there was real hope that the whale might survive. Days later, the ocean welcomed the whale back home. The rescue team stood quietly on deck as the massive creature was guided toward open water. Its body was lighter now, freed from the weight that had nearly claimed its life. Ethan watched from a distance, unsure of what to feel. Relief, gratitude, all. For a moment, the whale remained still, floating just beneath the surface. Then it slowly turned. As if sensing the people who had saved it, the whale rose powerfully from the water in a single, breathtaking breach. Sunlight exploded across its body as it crashed back into the sea. The sound echoed for miles. Silence followed. Then the whale circled once more before swimming away into the deep blue, growing smaller with every second. Ethan removed his mask and exhaled deeply. That single dive had changed him forever. He hadn't just witnessed a rescue. He had experienced a connection that crossed species and instinct. The ocean closed behind the whale, calm once again. But the memory remained. A reminder that sometimes, the most powerful moments in life come when one being chooses to help another, without understanding, without words, only trust.